This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we're convening the meeting of the Historic Preservation Board, Monday, May 22nd. So I guess, Josh, could we have the roll call
Sure. Boss Farrer,
here?
Kevin Cox, Tom Wheatley,
Here.
and Jorge Lozano.
Present.
Okay. Well, I guess we go right into the consent agenda. Josh, you want to explain that?
Sure. Typically, I have some reviews. I haven't been very good about keeping track of those, to be totally honest. There has been some work that's gone on. Mostly it's the minor stuff like
Right.
heroes. I don't have anything in front of you. And besides that, we also have the minutes from October.
Yes. Okay. Is there any motion? I didn't. Motion on the minutes. Does everybody see the minutes?
I'll move that we approve the minutes.
Second it.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Items for discussion. Okay. Review the proposed sign at 208 South Summit.
100.
Oh. Well, that was the minutes.
The one where we did
Sure,
that.
which one you didn't
I'm
want?
behind. I knew it was 100 South Summit.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, again, it's at 100 South Summit. Their proposed project is two signs on top of each other, a 3x6, on the same location that the current 5x8 sign, the Riggs Financial Services sign. It'll be in place of that. So it's bigger vertically, but it's smaller horizontally.
Okay,
The sign would meet the guidelines based on what I have seen. So we'll just,
oh, yeah.
so here's the current sign today, the Riggs Services. And this would be what the signs would look like that are proposed.
Okay. Any questions?
We do have the applicants here if you have any questions for them.
Is this, okay, so so Riggs sold to you guys, is that right? Okay. Well, I don't think I have any problems with that. I guess, is it lighted or
It's actually not.
not lighted?
And
Okay,
the current one is lit. Well,
oh, yeah,
would be.
okay. Any other questions? Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make the motion that we approve the application.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Sounds good, looks good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So, okay, there's another mock-up of the sign. Oh, I didn't share this, but that sign was approved by the SHPO in 2010, the existing one.
Oh, good,
So they were fine with that style of sign in 2010.
Mhm.
I
okay.
guess that's all I have in the packet. So beyond that, it's been a little while since we met, and I have the city clerk here that would like to speak with you for a little bit, if
Sure,
you don't mind.
go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Tiffany Parsons, and I had the pleasure to work with Leslie for a little over a year, and I have since moved into the new role of city clerk. So my goal is to get our vacancies filled faster. So with your permission, I would like to advertise that through Facebook. I don't know that I really need your permission, but I kind of just wanted you to have the heads up before.
What is it you're, I didn't hear the first.
Yeah, so vacancies. So
Oh, sure.
I want to get with the communications director and Josh or staff who are on the board and see if we can post those vacancies out through Facebook so that the community knows that we have openings. I feel like
In the city, you mean?
No,
Okay.
out into the public through Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, through the city website.
Okay, but vacancies
Like on
Through
the
the
board.
boards.
on the board.
Oh, yeah.
For all
Oh,
the
sure, I
boards,
got
We're
it.
still missing a spot from when Kaylee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been a
yeah,
while.
sure.
I tried one person and we met for coffee and we talked and then she demurred at the last
So
minute.
did I.
So, but I wouldn't mind that. There is another person that came to mind since then. I'll ask him and I can talk to you about that.
Good, yeah, and if there's anyone that you know. So the other thing that we've done is we have updated the applications. So this one is on the city website. If you search boards or go to the board page, the applicant, it's actually fillable. They can
Yes.
fill it right there and submit right there online. This would be the printed copy version, so they can
Picture of
handwrite.
that too.
So yeah.
So is that for this board and other boards?
And other boards.
I know that
We're getting to that point.
you're getting a hard time finding people.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think through advertisement and promoting and
Sure.
reaching out to the community, because a lot of this, it's word of mouth. It's whether you guys say something or,
Mhm.
people don't really know that we have an opening or know how to apply. And so
And I think there's people out there that have an interest in, at least for the Historic Preservation Board and that subject, and probably other things, also.
yeah,
So, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
good. I didn't want it to be a surprise if you were like, oh, you saw it on Facebook. We're like, who did that?
I don't have Facebook.
Oh,
I'm
maybe we'll
I'm one of
find
those
out.
dinosaurs that still has a flip phone.
Yeah.
I don't even I have no social media
It
at
took
all.
me a while. to
You're not missing.
transition.
I know, and I've known this all my life.
And I do have a question for Josh. And this might be an old form that I pulled. That's been updated.
Yep.
Yeah, both
You know who else has one of
Ross
these?
and Tom.
My hero, Warren Buffett.
I think
Good for him.
Yeah.
Teresa's, that date.
We need to have him
Okay.
a contributor to this town.
That's
I'm just
genius, man.
Huh?
He's a smart man. Smart, patient.
That's all I really have. They still apply through the clerk's office.
I have a
So
problem.
everything online will go through my email and I'll partner with whoever's on that board. The other goal is to make sure we have all the boards full at some point
Uh-huh.
or someone representing from the city as well. So to help out. So,
Yeah.
kind of going through all those with the help of Therese and Josh. They've been.
Yeah. Yeah, they're,
Well, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
And it's a good idea to get some people involved.
Yeah, I want to try to I can't go to every meeting, but I want to try to go to at least one so people can put a face with a name
Mhm.
and trust the staff. Josh does a great job of getting minutes out there. The meetings are recorded. Your agendas look great. So
now how long have you had this position?
this position, so Leslie left the end of March.
Okay,
So I'm fairly new at the whole role, but I was deputy for a year plus doing court.
okay.
So,
Oh, court, yeah.
yeah, previously I was a permit technician in Winfield for 9 years, almost 9 years. So I've been in the municipality world for a while. So,
Yeah,
so I was used
No,
to
if you-
planning a zoning board with them. So,
it's good.
but yeah, no, it's been good.
Good to
Well,
meet
thank you.
Thank you.
The other thing, of course, just going to have an open discussion just because it's been a while since we met. I wanted to let you know a couple things that are happening. We've been working with some property owners in my office to try to get some buildings fixed up that are having some issues. We actually have already successfully got one to fix some windows that were broken out, took the boards out of them. That was, it's a Little Branch. It's over the top of that building.
Which one?
Little Branch and the,
Jill,
Jill Linegar's owner.
Yeah, no,
She got that taken care of.
I've seen when I park, I've seen the work up there.
And there's a couple other buildings that we sent letters on for windows and a couple that we sent for some awnings that are broken down, H&R Block being one in particular.
Mm.
And so they are they've got a plan in place to get that one replaced too. So we're working on some of the little things to try to make sure that we get that downtown area fixed up.
Sounds good. I find, if it's an open discussion, some of the, for example, the person I tried to get on the board reminded me, is a classmate of mine from high school here, and reminded me that another classmate, I'm not going to name names, but is a building owner. But then when I was with her, he was talking about his past experience of being hassled about windows in his building. Well, they've been that way for a long time. So I was talking to somebody else and they said, well, that was back, when the, what is it? With the original American National, which is now Edward Jones. That was back when that had metal coverings. And then John Seibert fixed that up. So that, I'm saying they have long memories and they think that that's the kind of board we are now. And that's a problem to me. We've had stuff at the Burford, we've had all different events to try to explain who we are, but still, some of the owners don't.
Well, that's the thing, this is not a code enforcement body. That's not what you do.
No.
You review the case in the first place for the reworking of it, but you're not going to send out letters or anything. That's my job, or it's my office's job. So yeah, you don't have to be the bad guys, so to speak, other than potentially if the review was going to be denied.
Okay, well, I just wanted to present that as a frustration that I have.
Well, maybe that is part of it. They don't want to be the.
And these people I know very well. I mean, they're friends of mine, but you can't budge them on some things.
They see us as the historic preservation police.
Yeah, that's really not what you are.
No, that's what we have to stress, is that that's not what we are.
It's kind of that's my role.
That's your role.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that would be where it comes from.
But then again, if they fixed it up, they would have nothing to worry about
That's true.
and a problem. So
And whether it's historic building or an eyesore or something else, it's still the same.
yeah. Yeah, I was never about the entire cost renovation. Some of it's prohibitive to get the fire code. But the front of it, the optics of your main street, the heart and soul of the town needs
That's
addressed.
sure.
That's all.
That's what I focus on
Yeah,
with those little things.
right.
And I say little,
Yeah,
but it's, I'm not talking about fixing the entire front facade or anything like that. We're talking about fixing the broken.
You've been into most of those buildings, haven't you, upstairs?
Quite a few of them.
Yeah, well, a lot of them are just, they take more money than most people have. But, the facade, as you drive downtown, I think it's important that we keep those up for, good looking for the city.
That's really all I have. I think George wanted to talk about his bridge.
Yeah. The Spring Creek Bridge. You ever heard of that one?
well, I think you and I,
We've talked about it, haven't we?
Yes.
Most people didn't know that existed 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Until I brought it to the attention, I think it was Shannon Gatstatler and Gary, that they were doing the bridge tours.
Right.
And they didn't even know that one existed until I brought it up. It is adjacent to my farm. And I've been taking care of that bridge for personally 30 years or more. I've taken out hundreds of stoves, refrigerators, garbage that people have dumped over that bridge. It's a favorite dumping spot. It used to be a favorite hangout spot for teenagers, Excuse me.
Yeah.
And so I initially started gathering information on that bridge about 9 years ago and submitted my narratives to the State Historic Society about a year and a half ago. And so to get this thing nominated on the state and historic, state and national register. I think 18 other bridges in Cali County already designated historic. If you guys want me to read these narratives to you, I will do that. I don't know how familiar you are with the history of those bridges.
Read the one on site online about the 40 bridges in the county.
Yeah, we're the Stone Arch Capital Bridge of Kansas.
Quite a feat, especially over 100 years ago, doing all this.
So a gentleman
over
named
50 feet.
Walter Sharp
Right.
built most of the bridges in Cali County. I'll just go ahead and read some of this real quickly. It's not very long. And this is my narrative description for the National Register of Historic Places. Spring Creek Bridge, aka Dr. Snyder Bridge, was built in 1935 and spans Spring Creek in the vicinity of 262nd Road in Cali County near Arkansas City. Proposed by W.F. Walker and the County Commission and built by Floyd Hill and E.V. Cyper using native Silverdale limestone. Spring Creek Bridge spans approximately 100 feet with a width of 23 feet. The arch ring spans approximately 34 feet and the arch crown raises 17 feet above the creek. The roadway is approximately 20 feet above the creek. Both east and west and scour apron are constructed of native Silverstone limestone block as well. The original cast concrete guardrails are still in excellent condition. It is significant locally and nationally due to its being one of the last Silverdale limestone stone arch bridges built in the stone arch capital of Kansas, Cali County. Designating Cali County as a stone arch bridge capital of Kansas. Cali County, Kansas boasts 18 of these masterpieces of stone arch bridge engineering and construction. Many of the stone bridge arch bridges in Kansas were built by Walter Sharp. He is credited with building over 100 of these bridges in Kansas by 1904. Spring Creek Bridge was built after Walter Sharp's career. It is nominated under Criterion C in the area of engineering as an example of Silverdale limestone stone arch bridge engineering and construction. The bridge runs west to east on 262nd Road in the vicinity of Arkansas City. There is a dedication inscription at each end of the bridge. It reads, erected 1935, W.F. Walker County Commission, built by Floyd Hill and E.V. Cyper. The date of construction may indicate that this bridge was a WPA project. Very little is known about the builders. Sometimes, I believe in the 70s, the county sprayed gunite, liquefied concrete on the bridge as an effort to preserve the structure. The gunite does not detract from the historic significance or the aesthetic beauty of the structure. The process could be undone by a qualified contractor. The decking and roadway are the original materials as when the bridge was constructed. As mentioned, Walter Sharp built over 100 stone arch bridges by 1904. When the state of Kansas started requiring bridge plans to be approved by the state engineer, Mr. Sharp ran into difficulty. The state engineer favored concrete, but was willing to approve stone arch bridge plans. However, the state plans required stone arch bridges to be built at a higher quality than what Cali County, through Walter Sharp, typically used. Walter Sharp's plans were economical, but declared to be of poor quality by the state. Cali County did, in fact, build one stone arch bridge as per the state plans, and this bridge cost more than any other county-built stone arch bridge, but was remarkably well built. This may be referring to the Spring Creek Bridge. I can't find any documentation explicitly saying that it was the Spring Creek Bridge, but it was the last one built, 1935. So it had to be that one.
Sure.
Kansas Stone Arch Bridge glory years started to wane by the 1910s and came to a close by the 1920s. Commissioner William F. Walker, 1883-1945, the Walker family moved to Arkansas City from Wellington in 1921. It's kind of a overview of who he was. Okay, so the builders, the inscription on the bridge cites Floyd Hill and C.V. Seifert as the builders of the Spring Creek Bridge. Despite thorough research, we were unable to find any information on who the builders were or where they were from. They remain a mystery. My supposition, given this date, the Spring Creek Bridge was built in 1935, and the implementation of the WPA at that time, the bridge may have been a WPA project, with engineers and contractors brought in from other areas while still utilizing local labor. Given the precise engineering and construction of the Spring Creek Bridge, this bridge was obviously built to the state's new higher standards, which were by then standard. Taking an exception, there are statements on a website describing Spring Creek Bridge as in poor condition, a 4 out of 9. I would like to know who this individual is and what his qualifications has to make this assessment. As a general contractor since 1976, I would disagree with that statement. Spring Creek Bridge is in outstanding condition. It has been neglected for far too long and has been sparsely maintained. With proper knowledge and maintenance and care, this bridge will be here for another 100 years for the enjoyment of future generations of this community. Okay, Dr. Snyder is also kind of a mysterious character. There were a couple of Dr. Snyders around Cali County at the time. There was Dr. Cecil Snyder that owned property in Pleasant Valley, and Dr. Howard Snyder that had property in Tisdale Township, but neither could be directly associated with Spring Creek Bridge. Okay, and then as I was telling Josh, I've taken this up with a bridge engineer of Cali County. The nearest intersection to the bridge is in either direction is at least a quarter mile and are busy routes for truck traffic. There are no load limit signs at any of the closest intersections to the bridge. The load limit signs are posted at either end of the bridge. Okay, there's no truck driver that's going to back up over a quarter mile or more to avoid crossing that bridge. I have contacted the Cali County bridge engineer several times over the years trying to get a load limit, no trucks sign posted at the nearest intersections to no avail. I would say that there is total disregard by Cali County in preserving this bridge. They talk the talk, but will not walk the walk. They put a little sign that says Stone Arch Bridge this way, both ways, but they won't do anything else. They won't put any load limit signs, no truck signs or anything. Okay. I have on numerous occasions chased down big rigs that cross that bridge, some carrying heavy excavators, grossing out 80,000 pounds or more, to ask them not to travel this route because of the Stone Arch Bridge. Some of these encounters became very contentious over the weight vehicles crossing the bridge. Overweight vehicles crossing the bridge contributes to the deterioration of the bridge, perhaps more than anything. The bridge was not designed to withstand weight of a Peterbilt lowboy carrying an excavator weighing 80,000 pounds. So I'm hoping that besides being a beautiful bridge, an outstanding example of Silverdale limestone engineering construction, I'm looking for more support. Like I said, I started this a year and a half ago when I submitted my nominations. It's gone from one intern to the next intern at the State Historic Society. or was at the SHPO, and basically got back the same things I wrote for them. Okay, so anyway, so I'm asking, there's a inscription of the bridge there. That's on one of the websites. I'm asking for support from the board, and I'm asking FOSS to possibly approach the Cali County Historical Society in Winfield that you participate in, to see if we can get them to write a letter also to Katrina Ringer in support of getting this bridge designated a historic structure.
Why is there a delay?
Pardon?
Why is Ringer? Katrina, why is she delaying?
I don't know, because I guess they have the same problem everybody is finding
Josh might have.
help.
I have a feeling that's what it is. They've complained about that for some other items, reviews, for example.
Oh,
I think they are understaffed.
Understaffed.
right.
Hard to
We've
find
had
help.
some issues with them.
I would say so. Because my communications with Katrina have been very positive. It's just taken a long time.
Right.
And so, not that I want to rush her or anything,
No.
but I would like for her to realize that there's more people out there than just myself that would like to see this designated. And it's not because
Okay.
it's not because my farm is adjacent to the bridge, which it is.
What's the benefit of getting it designated? There's already 18.
It's a beautiful bridge.
There's 18 out of 40. I'm saying it's already been reviewed before. And
No, it
wasn't
hasn't.
selected.
No, it wasn't.
Well, why did they select 18 out of 40
Because nobody even knew this bridge was there.
out of all the
Yeah,
bridges in Cali County?
that's right. Not until I brought it up to the Gatstattlers about 30 years ago. You should put this bridge on your tour.
Oh, see.
They didn't even know it was there. Now, you asking why it needs to be preserved?
Well, no. I said, why does it need to be on a historical road? You're
Why
preserving
is
it.
because
What
when
benefit
it
do we get?
requires maintenance,
It gets a priority then?
it wouldn't get a priority, it would get maintenance rather than torn down.
Right.
And I think that's significant.
The
That was
significant
the
is,
last one that was built in Cali County.
more significant is the load signs at the intersections, or it won't last another 100 years.
Exactly. Well, I've gone nowhere with a county engineer on that too.
Okay.
With the backing of the SHPO, the Historic Preservation Board, maybe we can move them to put some signs where they belong.
Mhm. Well, I have one suggestion. I don't know, it's going to take away from the historical significance, but I've had a career doing some things better than others. If you take one bridge, make it better than the others in one way, so it can jump to the top of the list. For example, this bridge needs sandblasted, so it looks new.
When it's sandblasted, you didn't listen to what I said. In 1970, they sprayed gunite on it.
And
You know what
they can't do
gunite
that.
is?
You can't refurbish it.
Well, you could take all the gunite out and retuck
No,
paint the
I
block.
thought you could just, kind of buff it up a little, polish it up.
You
Make it look
could,
good.
but they don't recognize that bridge. And that's because it's just another old bridge to them,
To the county.
to the county. I mean, obviously, the SHPO thinks it has historical significance as well. And then that was their response.
Understand that.
Well, it's not-
Is that it does most likely qualify as getting into the register. And it being one of the last ones built, it's in good condition. It's a beautiful bridge.
Yeah, because there's a number of them that are actually closed to traffic.
Yeah.
That's right. A number of them are because they're falling apart.
Hmm.
And unless my front window looks right out at the road, and where my office desk is, I'm looking at the road. If I see a big rig going down there, I'm on my four-wheeler going chasing them down. Okay? I've done this for years.
No comment about that.
Hey, I like the bridge.
Bridge,
It's
please.
a beautiful
Love it.
bridge. I don't have any problem with truck drivers. I used to be one. I don't care how big they are. So anyway, I got a ton of information on that bridge. Way more than you probably want to listen to tonight. But that's the gist of my presentation here about this bridge. And I will continue working on this so that.
But Josh, what you have any suggestions on how we can help on this, or should?
What I mentioned when we were first talking about this, because it's not within the city limits, the board doesn't have the full support. Like if there was a building in the city limits that was trying to be listed, you would actually be asked for input, like directly for input. So what I suggested in this case is, since it's in our, our
Bigger realm.
if you will, that we just write a letter of support for it.
Have the names of the board members on it. And maybe we could do the same thing with Callie, up in Winfield. You go to that meeting quite often.
Well, yeah, but I'm on just one project of theirs, and that's, excuse me, Celebrate Cali History Day.
Yeah.
Because I've done papers for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that we plan each event, and I just now I'm a new person on the board as of this year. So that's kind of what we talk about. Now I can talk to Cindy Gertz, who maybe I can give you her phone number too.
Yeah, I think I've spoken to her before. And then Mary Lou Tharp, you know Mary Lou Tharp?
I don't know, but I've heard about her. So I think she's excellent, but
she helped me out.
She organizes stuff.
Yeah, she's a nice person. And so, but I'd be glad to go up there and make a presentation to them. A letter of support would be good. And it's not the first time I've dealt with state governments and everything. It's a David and Goliath, and I'm David, and I don't mind. I'm slinging that stone, baby.
Well, could you draft a letter, or maybe you guys work together and draft a letter? I have no problem with that, signing that. What do you think, Tom?
I think it's a good idea, as long as it can get us priority on maintenance on it, that's designation is.
Well, it hasn't had maintenance on it for 30 years.
Yeah.
It's still in good shape.
Yeah.
Let's get some signs.
Yeah, I want the.
Down at the intersections.
That's a priority.
That's a priority.
That doesn't cost very little. Well, they got it made up already.
Exactly. But see, Tom, what they did is they put signs for Stone Arch Bridge.
Yeah.
To get the tourists over there. But they don't want to.
Great, but.
Yeah, but they don't want to do anything to protect the bridge.
Right. Need a state or DOT sign.
I just think if the truckers have that big a load, they're almost playing Russian roulette. Driving over them.
That's true.
Well, that's true.
Crazy.
Okay.
Well, let's see, 1935, I don't think they had excavators and lowboys and Peterbilts.
No, that's right.
They have trucks, but not like that.
Not like that. So,
Okay.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah. We don't need to vote on that, do we?
Just a letter.
Just a letter.
Maybe at the next meeting or whatever, or you can, how do we do that? Maybe you can call us in to sign it.
Yeah, I'll probably just send it out via email and you guys can give your consensus. And then I'll ask you to come in and sign it. Or we could just have Foss sign it, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that would be fine. Maybe just the names of the board members and have Foss sign it.
I can do that. We just do it that way.
Mhm.
That way y'all don't have to come.
Yeah.
I can,
Yeah, and
I'll wrangle Foss, make sure.
before next meeting will be great because I've been moving on this and I'm
Sure.
not pushing them
Just
too
give me a
hard.
call and
But I'll let them know that I'm still waiting for some information, I'm not trying to be pushy with them. I know they're busy.
Okay. Any other business?
I have nothing.
Any movement, move to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn then.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Meeting adjourned.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.